All right, so I got another video today. I'm going to be breaking down a trade that was perfect, that was kind of a good setup, but it wasn't at the same time. But it was a clean setup, and it could have played out perfectly, but it didn't actually play out. And let me show you guys the mistake that I probably would have made in the past, and I don't want you guys to make this type of mistake. So let's get into it. So you guys already know my three pillars is going to be market structure. The next one is going to be S&D zone, so supply and demand, and then entry model. So right here, this was actually a trade that I was interested in, and I was thinking about entering this trade right over here. So as you can see, we have a candlestick that caused this whole impulse move up, causing that break of structure. So at this point, or change of character actually, because we had this low, we had this high, we had that low. So this created that change of character. And what I was doing was I was waiting. I was waiting for this to come back down and tap into here and then give us a rejection to the upside. But it actually didn't end up doing that. But what I did was I set an alert. So this is exactly kind of like how it ended up playing out uh, right here. So as you can see, so it's already at this time, it is currently like 1. Yeah, so like 1, and then around this time right here, it was pretty late. Obviously, I wasn't looking at the charts and was just on the charts. I was on my phone. I was cooking. I was doing something else. I think I was at the park at this time. I wasn't at home though, looking at the charts. But I got the notification, and then I looked at it, and I just wanted to analyze it, and I wanted to see how the candlestick rejected once it approached this area, once price tapped into here. So I went on the lower time frames, and as you can obviously tell, what's going on? We are still bearish, right? We are still holding this bearish range. So we have this low with this high, we have this low, we have this high, and we are still bearish, right? We are still bearish. There is no sign that this wants to continue, or this doesn't want to continue to go to drop to the downside, and it wants to shift. Right, I'm not seeing no sign. And remember, everything happens on the lower time frame first. So this is, I'm using the 1 hour as my reference point. Okay, so this right here would be the high, right? And as you can tell, this is exactly what I saw. I saw that we had a what? Candlestick before an impulse move up, but it wasn't valid. And it almost tricked me. And this is what I don't want to happen to you guys, is I don't want you guys to enter off of invalid zones, because this right here, as you can obviously see, is invalid. This right here, this demand zone right here is not valid. This is not a valid demand zone. Okay, I want you guys to remember that. This right here is not a valid demand zone. What is this? It's not. It's a demand zone, but it's not valid in my eyes. Now, other traders might say that this is valid, but for me, the way that I trade, it's not valid. Why? Because there's no break of structure. There's no change of character. This candlestick before this impulse move up didn't cause no change of character. Didn't cause no break of structure. So I'm not gonna set this up right here. But I did set it up. That's the thing. I did set this up. I saw this and I said, okay, look, boom, demand zone, and it ended up tapping in. And right here, right when it was right, like right here, right when it closed, I was thinking about entering this trade. But I'm so glad I caught this shit, because if not, I would have been like, my account would have been blown. Nah, I'm playing. But this would have been a loss. This would have been a very stupid loss. But what I caught last minute was, okay, this candlestick came up and it didn't break anything. It didn't cause no change of character or break structure. And mind you, I'm thinking about this right when I'm about to enter the trade. And then I say, wait, there's no reason. You know what? I'm not gonna enter this trade. So then I delete this, and I delete this immediately when there's a valid supply and demand zone. If I keep this, it's gonna give my mind the thought that, okay, this still could be valid because the demand zone's right there. But what I did is I just deleted it, and I just let the next candle play out. I just let the next candlestick play out, and then look exactly what happened. Oh shit. Wrong thing. Look at what happened. It just dropped. It just dropped, and it never gave me that rejection that I wanted. It never gave me that rejection. Right here, we had this, right, but we're just making lows. We're making this low. We're making this high. We're making this low, and it's not giving me that good rejection. So then at this time, I'm also switching through the 5 minute, and I'm seeing how this is closing as well. But it's already late throughout the day, because it was like, yeah, it was really late, like almost 2, and I usually don't take trades at this time, so I kind of just neglected this and didn't even look at this, and I just forgot about it. But now looking at it, I'm glad I didn't take this trade, because look at exactly what ended up happening. This right here was going to trick me. This right here was going to trick me. It was going to fake me out because of one little mistake, which is supply and demand zone. And like I said, this is why I'm glad I only trade using these 3 things, because imagine if, look, right here, what would have happened was, and imagine I took this trade and it was a loss. I would have known, okay, market structure is on my side. I would have known entry model was the confirmation entry. But then I would have said, okay, was that supply zone valid or that demand zone valid? Is the one that I marked down valid? Is the demand zone that I entered off of valid? Is it valid? And it wasn't. So then right there, I would have figured out what I did wrong. Right here, I would have been like, okay, something's not checked off. What isn't checked off? Supply and demand zone. So of course, what would I have done wrong? Entered off of an invalid supply and demand zone, and I can easily figure out the mistake from just having only three things to look at. Because the entry model would have been good because I've taken trades using the confirmation entry model. It's not my favorite, but I've taken trades using it. And then the market structure was obviously well, I don't go off of the 5 minute. I mean the 1 minute, I go off of the 5 minute, and then on the 5 minute it was obviously on our side because right here we had this high, this low, this high, and we didn't have no new structure being created. So this is obviously valid. And so yeah, so we had structure on our side, we had an entry model on our side, but guess what? Supply zone wasn't on our side. It wasn't right here. It wasn't checked off. So guess what I did? I didn't take it. And this is a mistake that I probably would have made in the past. Okay, this is probably a mistake I would have made in the past because I didn't have these three things memorized, which is market structure, supply and demand zone, and entry. I didn't have these three things memorized. So I would have been like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I think we're gonna go. I would have just went straight off of just willpower, or is that what you call it? I think so. But I would have just went straight off the dome just from what I felt, not from an actual strategy. So this is exactly why I like taking using this strategy because it helps me identify exactly what I'm gonna when I'm gonna enter and when I'm not gonna enter. So if I see market structure, I see a good entry, but I see no valid supply or demand zone, I'm not gonna enter the trade. I'm not gonna enter the trade. Okay. And that's exactly what I did. Now, was the higher time frame valid? Yes, it was valid. But that's another thing is that this is a huge zone because the 5 minute, yes, the 5 minute demand zone was valid, but this is a huge zone. I'm not going to enter off of this whole zone. So of course I'm going to wait for some sort of rejection. I'm going to wait for a good type of rejection. And right here, what are we doing? If I look on the 1 minute, we're clearly downtrending. So what I'd have to wait and do is I'd have to wait for some sort of shift in structure. So like something like right here, an actual shift in structure, and then I would enter. But right here, we didn't get that, so there would be no reason for me to enter. And this right here is exactly why I like trading this strategy because it keeps it very simple, straightforward, and straight to the point for me when it comes to how I trade. Now, did I take a trade today? No, I didn't see any good setups. And that's totally fine. Like I don't have to take a trade if there's no good setups. If I don't see stuff that I like, and I actually want to talk about this because back in the day, bro, like not even too long ago, but probably like a couple months ago, I used to really, really hate not taking trades. Like I used to like today, I didn't take a trade today, but if this was a couple months ago, I would have been like I would have been like anxious. I would have been waiting for the market to open on Monday already. I would have already been waiting because I was so desperate. I was so in need. Like I was trading out of desperation, basically. So I would have already been waiting. I would have said, man, I know there was another good setup. And I would have probably said something like this. Oh, look, here's a good setup. You know what? Next time I'm going to go on the lower time frame and take this into here and then enter off of this. And I would have just switched my whole strategy because I didn't take a trade in one day. One day I would have just switched my whole strategy. And I'm telling you, it's little shit like this that actually does happen. But this is exactly why I like to keep it simple because I know what I'm looking for. I know that these opportunities present themselves every single day. And if you want to talk about like not having FOMO and not trading out of desperation, that comes more from well, I'll boil it down to a couple of things. Either your life is fucking boring as hell and you have nothing to look forward to other than trading, or you're attached to the money. That's really what it is. You're attached to the money, or you're just poor, or not poor, or you just have a boring life. Like you have nothing else to look forward to but trading. It's either those two reasons why you have FOMO and you are desperate to trade because of those two reasons. And I know this because I used to trade out of desperation. Like I used to be that person who used to trade out of desperation because I was so adamant on quitting my job and flipping my account so I can quit my job. Like my goal was literally to make 10K and then quit my job and then go all in trading. That was literally my goal. Like that was literally my goal. And guess what happened? I started losing so much money. Days like this would have been the worst day ever. Like this right here would have been the worst day ever. Like back in the day, a couple months ago, like 6 months ago. right here, this right here would have been probably the worst day ever, because I needed the money. So when you're trading from a place of where you need the money, then you start to take emotional trades, and that's when you really start to just really start to be emotional. I quit my job now. I don't work anymore. I don't work my job anymore, and I have like my own agency that I run, my web design agency that I run. So I'm making money with that, and then I'm making money with trading. So now I'm not trading from a place of like desperation. I'm trading from a place of like I'm doing this as a hobby. You get it? Like, I'm gonna give you the example because I like to play soccer, of course, because I'm Mexican, but I like to play soccer, right? And I look at it like playing soccer or playing a sport. When you play a sport, you're not coming into it like it's life or death. You're coming into it like you want to play and you enjoy playing the sport. That's why you go to the gym and you play basketball. That's why you go to the fields and you play soccer. I'm gonna say soccer because I live in the United States. So if you're in the UK, it's soccer over here. So fuck you. But I play soccer, right? And of course, when I play, I take it seriously, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the craft because it's like a hobby to me, and the situation would have been different, and I would play totally different if I was playing in a state of like survival. Like I needed to play good so I can feed my family, so I can pay my bills, because if I don't play good for the next 2 games, I'm gonna get cut and I'm not gonna have a team and I'm not gonna have any money coming in, and I'm not even gonna know where I'm gonna live at. Right? And that's the same exact situation. It's just different endeavor. But the thing that I really want to tell you guys is that look at it as a hobby. And when, or in my opinion, I'm not going to say, I don't know, everybody's different, but when I started like treating trading as like a hobby that I enjoy doing, I started to trade so much better, and I wasn't emotional. Like, obviously, of course, I still get nervous, and of course, like when I lose money, it's not like I'm not like happy about it, but I, I, I'm not even sad, but I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. I took a loss, and then I move on with my day. And it's just like when you play sports. Like, obviously, when you play sports, you might be mad that you took a loss or you lost that game. But what do? You go back home and you go on with your day, and then the next day, next Friday, that you go back to the gym, or the next day that you go back to the gym, it's just a new day. It's just a new day. And that's exactly like when I took that type of approach to trading, I started trading better. Obviously, like, I quit my job and I didn't want to I wasn't like dependent on trading to like escape the matrix and shit. But I started trading way was so much better. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job and just go all in with trading, or just quit your job and just try to start your own agency or whatever. You can do that. But what I'm telling you is that when you're trading from a place of like desperation, when you need the money, you do not trade good. And a lot of the times, it's probably not even strategy. A lot of the times, it's not even strategy. Is you have to understand and really ask yourself, why are you even like taking these trades in the first place? Like, for real, like, ask yourself, why am I taking these losses in the first place? Why am I even emotional in the first place? And there's this audio book that I listened to. It's a book, but I listened to the audio book. I never bought the book because it's cheaper on audiobook. But let me search it up. I have it right here on Audible. Hopefully, I deleted it. I have to re-download it. But it's I think it's called The Mental Game of Trading. I don't want to edit this video and put it on the screen, but I think it's The Mental Game of Trading. And in the book, it really explain that you have to, every time you take a loss, ask yourself, like, why'd you take that loss? What emotions were you feeling, and why were you feeling those emotions? And I remember when I did this, I analyzed myself, and I was always having those emotions of FOMO, and I was like very desperate to enter a trade. And then I asked myself, well, why am I feeling this way? And it was because I wanted to quit my job. I couldn't stand working at my job anymore, and it was just really monotonous. And I wanted to flip my account so I can quit my job. And that's where I figured that out. And then that's when I was like, oh shit, I can't depend on trading as like my main source of income. So then I started doing something else. Like, I started my web design agency, and I started just focusing on that. And then trading just became a little hobby. And then I just started trading so much better, and I started making more money, and I started being consistent with trading, to the point where I'm literally starting, like, I'm recording videos now just for fun. Like, I used to record videos to try to like make money from them, because like I was like, oh, let me blow up from trading and let me make money from these trading videos, and then I can fund my trading account and shit. But now I'm just making these videos just for fun. Like literally, I'm making these videos just for fun. It's not for anything else. It's just because I like to talk about this shit, and I like to explain what I've learned. but yeah, so the main thing that I want to tell you guys is like, bro, whenever you take a loss and whatever emotion you're feeling after you take that loss, ask yourself, why are you feeling that emotion? Like, if you're nervous, that's probably normal. But if you're like have a lot of FOMO, if you're taking a lot of trades because like you keep revenge trading, ask yourself, why do you keep revenge trading? Why is it because you want to be right? Well, why do you want to be right? You probably want to be right. And the fucking crazy part is that a lot of the times, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, it could be for like the smallest reason. Like, a lot of the time you keep trying to be right and try to make money from the market is not because you want to quit your job, but it could be for like the smallest reason, like you want to impress this girl, you want to show this girl that you make money online, and that you want to flex to her this little this girl that's like a fucking 4 or like a 2, you want to flex to her and show all your friends or whatever. And it could be something as simple as that, bro. It could be something as simple as that is the reason why you're fucking up your trading account. It could be like honestly, it could be. But just ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself those questions, because when it came to like the whole psychological part of trading, I don't really like making videos on it. But but that did play a huge role when it came to like me trading better, me being in a better state, because I don't want to sit here and just show you guys technicals, and then you do all the stuff right. You have this simple strategy in play, but then you keep taking losses. And then you're like, what's going on? I'm watching these videos and I'm like, I'm applying this, but I'm still taking losses. What the fuck is going on? Psychology, you know what I'm saying? Psychology. So that's why I made this video. But another thing that I do want to say as well is I did get this question on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I will leave the link below so you can go follow me and ask me questions on there. I post some like Q&As. But I had this dude ask me, he asked me, do you backtest or journal? I don't do that now, but I used to do that back then. And for me, I didn't see no benefits. Like, for me, it was just, I just, nah, because I was treating trading like a business. And for me, when I treat trading like a business, it's not good. Like, I don't know why. I hear people say that they treat trading like a business and they perform well. But when I did that, I did horrible, right? But that's the thing that I go back to saying. It's all about how the individual is, how that, your personality type, what type of personality type are you? Are you somebody who performs better when you see the data, or when you just know what to do and then you just execute? Practice, execute, boom, that's it. And for me, I was somebody who's like, just know what I got to do. Obviously, when I make a mistake right here, and this is why I like this strategy, because when I make a mistake, like let's say I took this trade right here, I would already know it has to be one of these three reasons. And then I would have figured it out, and now I've been like, oh, okay. And then I already know for the next time. So where I don't have to backtest or do anything like that. Is that when you're playing a sport, if you keep missing threes and you only made 2 points the whole game, you're gonna be like, okay, well, why did I only shoot 2 points? Why did I only make 2 points? Oh, because I missed all my fucking threes. So what are you gonna do? Go back to the field and then just keep practicing your threes, right? So that's what I would say. But yeah, so doing all that, like journaling, backtesting, it is good, but I don't like, that's not what I'm dependent on. I don't do it every single day. But like I said, everybody is different for everybody. Everybody's unique. So some people might do it every single day and they might perform better. I don't. So try it out if it does work for you. But also, like, actually try it out. Because I know some people who fucking don't backtest because they're just lazy fucks. They don't want to go and do that whole shit. I know it's boring. It is boring. Trust me. I don't like it, but trust me, I would do it because I'm the type of person who, like, when I do something for a long time, I feel better about myself. Like, so if I backtest for like 3 hours, I would feel so much better about myself. But it doesn't, like, you don't have to do that. But yeah, so journaling, doing all that shit, I don't think is essential for me. Obviously I'm still learning, so like who knows? Like in a year I could start back testing and shit. But yeah, I just think because a lot of the times one of the most crucial parts is actually looking at these scenarios in real time, because it's different when the markets are paused. Like right now, it's different. I can look at this and I'm like, okay, well the market's probably gonna drop or whatever, right? And rather than when the markets are actually open, and also when it's actually the morning time, because in the morning I have a different mindset than I do right now. In the morning I'm just like, fuck, okay, like I don't even know. But right now I'm just more like, all right, let's get, I'm more a little more energized and shit. So it's a different type of mindset, different type of um everything's different. It's not the same situation. It's not the same. So but it just depends. Everything's circumstantial. But I just wanted to give you my take on that because I did get that question pop up on my Instagram like 2 times. So I was like, fuck it, let me just do that. Answer right here. So the answer is going to be right here. So if you don't watch the YouTube and if you just keep up with the Instagram, you're not going to get the fucking sauce, bro. You're not going to get the sauce. But other than that, that was basically the video, and I will probably post whenever the market's open or whenever I take another trade. It just depends, bro. Whenever I feel like recording and making a video, I'll post it. But other than that, that is it. Y'all already know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, bro. I'm seeing a lot of people not liking it. Like the video. But other than that, that is it, and I will see y'all guys next time.